One more thing we need to take apart is the mainspring barrel. And this is a cylindrical part, very thin. See, you can see how thin that is. It's only maybe 2-3 millimeters in thickness. And it's got a gear around it. And what this does is the inside is the mainspring. This is the spring you wind when you wind the watch, and it provides the power to the movement. The mainspring barrel actually rotates inside the movement, and the gear on the outside as it rotates is what powers the movement. So we need to get the top of it off. And you can see there's a little slot there that we can stick something in there to pry it off. So let's see if I got a little screwdriver or something that'll take that off. Yeah, I just scratched the top of it. That's something you gotta be very careful not to do. If this was something I was doing professionally, I would be very upset with myself for that. I don't think this is gonna take it off. Another way you can get it to come off is by pushing upwards on the arbor, which is the spindle through the middle of it, and push it upwards to pop the top off, and that's what I'm gonna have to try to do. And I'm gonna have to try to do that, I think, off camera, because I don't know if I can do that here where we can see it well. Okay, I got the top off, and what I did was I just sat it down with the end of the arbor that has the screw threads in it. I have those pointing downward on the surface of the table, and then I just pushed down on the top of it, and that popped the top of it off by forcing the arbor upward. And there you can see the mainspring inside the barrel. So we need to get the arbor out first, and it just lifts out. You kind of lift it out while turning it in kind of a clockwise fashion in order to disengage it from the spring. Once we get the arbor out, then we can pull the spring out. Okay, I disengaged the arbor off camera because it was hard to reach in there under the lens to do that. You can see it's popped up now where it's not inside the hole anymore. So I'm going to try to lift it off of here with the tweezers. It looks like it's still attached to the mainspring. Well, let's just go ahead and just pull the mainspring out. We can disengage it from the arbor anyway, because I don't care if I mess up this mainspring. I'm going to replace it with a new one anyway. Ooh, there it goes. The mainspring just sprang out in a big mess like that. This is something you wouldn't want to do if you were going to reuse the mainspring. You would have to be more careful with it so you don't damage it. But as I said, I'm going to replace this mainspring, and you should replace the mainspring if possible when you overhaul a movement. So here's our mainspring. I've got it out, and you can see the end of it is coiled up around where the arbor is. I still haven't taken the arbor off, but then it gets straighter and has more of an S curve. This is really not a very bad looking hairspring or mainspring, but I'm going to go ahead and replace it anyway, because I think it's a good idea to do so when you overhaul a watch movement. And this spring is probably the original one that was in it. I don't think that the person who tried to overhaul this watch for me before actually replaced it. So I think it's a good idea, because this one doesn't seem to have a lot of strength to it when I'm holding it. So, and it looks like it's got a bit of a set to it where it's got a curve set into it. So once we clean all the parts and start reassembling everything, then we'll put the new mainspring in the barrel, and I'll show how that's done.